Okay, so again, once again, we're hunting for shiny Cobalion, and I thought this would be a great time to add this little thing in because I made it a while ago and I was like, let's do this, and I've used it for a couple of things. I haven't. I should have done it last stream, but I didn't. I thought it'd be great. It'd be cool. 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 So I'm just setting up my phone so I can see the chat, as we go. But yeah, we used the entirety of the last stream looking for this bad boy, and he was a very naughty boy. He didn't show up. I phased on 3 shiny Riolus, and shiny Riolu looks amazing. So to phase on that, to pass up on 3 shiny Riolus was just, I wasn't feeling that. I wasn't enjoying that. But here we go. We go again. Maybe I should save it closer, because I keep being the. Okay, straight away we see another shiny Riolu. Actually, this would be great if I got big brain play. If I save it here, that Riolu is gonna stay there. So we phased on 4 Riolus now. Lucario, you shall soon have a friend. Okay, that's a regular ass. That's a regular ass Cobalion. So when we came in with our level 3 fighting sandwich, straight away we were met with a Machoke. Shiny Machoke, I should say. It is absolutely big brain time. Absolutely. I'm glad you're on board, RG. Glad you're on board. So we're going to come out of this, hopefully. Not even hopefully. We ain't coming out of this until we get Cobalion shiny. And when we do, we're going to get Riolu there shiny. And we wound up with a Machoke shiny. So, we're going to have 3 shinies at the end of this. How's it going, Gecko? Yeah, it's good information you told me, because I didn't know that this setting, this map, this layout would be the same for everybody. I thought it was random, so yeah. I don't know why it's good information to have. It's just I like information. Information is power. But how are you guys doing? How's everybody? You know what I could have done, actually? I could have just caught the Riolu, and it would have dropped to save anyway, instead of saving in front of the Riolu. Maybe I'll do that when we have to reset, because this Cobalion is very stubborn. Very stubborn Cobalion. And then, as you can see, we've got our, whatchamacallit, hyper research thing maxed out. So soon as we can go for another level 5, maybe it'll be another legendary. Who knows? Instinct. You know what I would like? I would like to get a Gimmighoul 5-star. Simply for the fact that I have 999 Gimmighoul coins. Oh, for real? I spent, what was it, an hour and a half last time? And it didn't happen. And I was getting a bit concerned that I wasn't going far enough. But then at one point I thought maybe I was going too far and I was wasting time. Because I've been going to the bridge. I think I figured out, that long bit. I'll show you on the way back. I think, here, I think this is the limit. This is where it respawns, but I did a little bit of testing, I was going at it for an hour and a half. Though out of the legends that we can get, I think the only one I don't need shiny is Latios. I might still hunt it. I probably will. But that's the only one I don't need, because I do have a shiny Latios from Pokemon Go. Oh no, the hyperspace distortion won't stay open much longer. I like seeing. The shiny Riolu is just so aesthetically pleasing. I like coming over and seeing it. It's good. Oh, I thought you meant that you got all of them in under a day. Each hunt took about a day. Oh, I thought you meant like you got them all in under a day. Yo, I do the same thing, RG. I really do. Like, seriously, if it weren't for the fact that I was doing this on camera here, right now, like, after about 20 minutes, half an hour, I'd do something else. It is an easy indicator. It is. You're absolutely right. Like, it's not too far. It's just a good landmark. But yeah, the amount of times I've tried to do, like, your soft reset shinies, like, the legendary birds on Let's Go, or the Reggies on Sword and Shield. Alright, that's not happening. Or the Reggies on Sword and Shield. Like, I can't. It just takes, I just get really, like, bored. And, like, the problem is, I normally would have something on the telly, but is that really nearby? I'm just going to catch it real quick. Get in the bowl. Cool, we got it. No, I won't be able to see it. Won't be able to see it when we come by again. That kind of upsets me a little bit. It's a nice thing to look at. Yeah, normally when I would be doing like those kind of reset shiny hunts, I would be doing it with something on the telly or something, and I would just get distracted, and then eventually, even though it'd probably be something I've already watched, it's just like background noise or something just like look at when I'm like in between resets. It wasn't counting because okay, that's fair. I mean, maybe you had a quicker time of it than I did, because so far this Cobalion is at what, like hour and 40, and I got a level 3 fighting. I find it funny, like, it's 4 times I've phased on a Riolu. No Lucario though. That's pretty nuts. Oh, I saw earlier today, I've seen it a couple of times actually, while like, you know, when you're on the sofa and just like scrolling on your phone. I've seen the Pokemon Lego sets. They look pretty cool. There's an Eevee set, a Pikachu with a Pokeball, and then there's like this really nice like Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. One set, like one, and with like environments on around them, and that looks peak. I think I saw that one valued at like 700, like nearly £700 though. But I was like, in context, put that in context. That would be like a good around about 80-85% of my, because I get paid every 2 weeks. That would be 85% of my fortnightly pay. Which is bananas. Oh, for real? Okay. What, get somewhere close-ish, like just out of range? Save it. Load it back up. And then like take a couple steps. Oh, I hate that. I get scared I would do that. and I feel like it's something I would do. I'll be honest with you, dude. I have not played Conquest. Gold run, perfect gold run. The other set you get. No, I only saw the 3 starters, the Eevee and the Pikachu. Looks like I'm gonna have to go do a Google while we reset. You know what I found funny on the he's doing it now. There's always an Agron here, just like Skirner. That might not be an Agron this time. Last stream it was just constantly an Agron. Now it might just be a Leyron. Oh, didn't get to the bridge. Watch you show up now when I probably wouldn't have time to catch it. Save the state right before you hit search for gold. The reload. Oh, okay. By gold. Let me just... I'm going to look at the Lego set. Pokemon Lego set. Go to the official website. Yeah, I can only see... Hold on. Let me see. Get it sorted out so you can see it. I think it's Windows 7. No? Or is it Windows 5? It's Windows 5. Oh, it's 679. Not maybe I was looking at maybe the website I looked at I saw it on was dollars. You get if you buy the 3 starters sets, you get the Kanto badges. What on this? Really? Why is this like taking ages? Don't know why it's so long like that. Oh, here. With the pre-order purchase. Oh, that is only a pre-order. Oh, that is cool. That is cool. I like how Charizard's on like a stand here as well. That is so cool. These do look baller though. Oh, let's just look at this quickly. Oh, so they... Okay. That is cool. I like it. I like it a lot. This dude seems to like it. When it wants to load. He seems enamored by it. Like, he's got Blastoise here just about to squirt water all up in his mouth. Like, it's a fun time. It's a fun time to be had. That is only 6,800. Oh, I thought it'd be more, but yeah, I suppose some of these are like big ass pieces though. It is so good. It looks so cool. Pikachu one looks pretty cool. The Eevee looks slick though, but then like Pikachu's face, I feel like looks a bit janky. I don't know. It just looks a bit. Yeah. But the Eevee just looks so cool. How much were they again? So the Eevee is 587 pieces. Funny enough, 18 plus. £55. The Pikachu and the Pokeball. Oh, I like that effect where it's got the thing where it looks like it's coming out of the ball. That's pretty cool. 180, and it's like 2,550 pieces. I'm guessing this is probably big, but like maybe that's bigger, quite a fair bit bigger. But then also you've got like the Pokeball, the blue pieces. Let's show it going off, going out the ball, and then the stand here. Can I see what that is? Time machine from Back to the Future. Oh, okay. Yo, actually, I can get Lego Time Machine of back 30. Oh, that's not even 30. That's £23. Yo. Anyway, shall we get back to it? Shall we get back to the shiny hunt, shall we? Let's get back to the shiny hunt, shall we? Yo, those do look really cool, RG. They really do. They deserve a... I believe it saved after I caught straight after I caught the Riolu. So if we see another shiny Riolu, I mean, we don't need it. I mean, we didn't even need this one. I got shiny Riolu from Scarlet and Violet. Or should I just say Violet? Because I play Violet. But yeah, that set looks, oh, it looks so cool. Like, I'll take a picture later of the, because I've got like, they're called Chakra blocks. They're like smaller Legos, like really small. Oh, Alpha Riolu. And I've got like a Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. I've got another couple I've got to build. Like I got a Magikarp one. I want to get this one. It's a red Gyarados. I want to build that. I want that and build it. I got one where it's like a Pokeball with Pikachu. Or it's like Pikachu with a Pokeball. I got another one which is Magikarp. I've yet to build those ones, but they're like small ones. Like part of me kind of wants to like build them just on the table here. Maybe make it a video. Maybe not a stream, but a video. Like, speed it up a bit. I'll probably need to use one of a stand I've got. And have it like almost like a bird's eye view. Oh, there's an idea I've got. I got loads of ideas I want to do for YouTube, but then I think to myself, like that requires a lot of me. Like I got some video ideas, but they're the kind of videos where like, you know, like you'll notice like everything I do is either pretty much this, like me playing a game. And then even before I started streaming it was just me playing a game, but then I'd like edit a layout, you know, Nuzlocke stuff. But there's some video ideas I've got, but they are like the kind of ones where it's like I'm sat here, I'm talking to a camera, and then I'm editing in like visuals. Like I got an idea to like rank the new Mega Evolutions. And again, that'd be me sat here at the camera and then doing some visual stuff. I've got another I've got plenty, and I'm just like Mega Constructs, very similar to Legos of Blastoise, Wartortle, and Squirtle. You kept Blastoise, and you're the brother. Oh, what? They all have one each. Nice, nice. I actually do have one, and it is like Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle, and I'm just with the Chakra blocks. And I'm just so disappointed they don't have Charmeleon, Ivysaur, and Wartortle. Hold on, when we reset, I'll get it up. I'll get them up, and they do look pretty cool. And I'll check out your Mega Constructs too. See, I'm confident in my editing. Like I'm good at it. It's just long. And my thing is like, I would hate to spend like a long time doing a thing. Like not like a long time as in like, oh, I've sat down for 3 hours to do an edit. Like I mean like it's probably taken me a few days, and like I've wound up with like 9 views. Like I would hate that, you know. Oh, let me get it up. Chakra blocks. There it is. No. Can I not have that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's the Blastoise one. It's pretty cool. Where's yeah, like I think it's cool. Where is the search function? Oh, I can get Batman. Lol. Charizard. That's pretty cool. That's the one I've got. Chocolate toys. Like, I want this one though. I want this one. Like, I think that looks really cool. You were doing a top 10 characters you want in Smash. Oh, is that when your computer delete everything? Oh, damn. I hear that. I do hear that. Like that, it sucks. Um, Beyond. Like, how far were you with doing it? Was it Mega Constructs? Yeah, like it just sucks to put in all the work and then like have nothing to show for it, like you have done. Blastoise, Mega Constructs, Blast. I assume it's this. I can get it at the range apparently. Oh, I could just go here. That might load up quicker. That does look pretty cool actually. I think probably because I'm streaming, it's being a bit slow. I think it's frozen actually. That does look cool. From what I saw, from what I've seen, that does look pretty cool. With the dive ball there as well. That's pretty swish. I like that. Hmm. You need educational objective, construction skills, creative thinking, and hand-eye coordination. Number of pieces 2. That was more than 2 pieces. You were send. Oh, number 3. They were. You were so close. Oh my god. That's. Oh man. You were so close. Oh my god. Yeah, there's one other idea I've got, but it kind of involves. Depends on how in depth I want to get with it. I can either just talk about my feelings towards this game I was playing. I need to continue, but I've not continued it because I want. Basically, it's a game that has like a couple of acts, and I finish Act 1. And I at least want to get my thoughts on camera, but then it's like, do I just use general footage I can find of the game, or do I replay the game hooked up to the computer so I can record and get my own game footage for bits and bobs I want to talk about of what happened, you know? Why is it I see like I'm nearly done? I'm like, I just need to finish this in one big gulp. I'm an animal. I'm an animal, and not in a good way. Let's have a look. See, that one's yours. Yeah. Oh, it's not as big as I thought it would be. Oh, okay. No, it still looks cool though. That is really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It just looks clean. Like, not clean as in like you taken care of it so well it's got no dust. Like, I mean, like, it just looks clean. It just looks nice. You know. Come on, Cobalion. If you can be a shiny, we can get out of here. We can move on with our lives. And if you're shiny, then that means in my spare time I can actually do some berry grinding. So I got some good donuts. That admittedly one of them I want to save. I got like a level 3 psychic donut. I want to save that for Latias. Orvirizion? But like, I want to farm berries, get some donuts. It's for... Oh, no problem, dude. Like, it's true. Yeah, I've been noticing that. Like, you have to be real close for the sound to... sound, you know? Like, when the Riolu's, like, was stood, like, right where the Lucario is, and, like, I'm here, and, like, I'm not seeing the sound, hearing the sound, I'm not seeing the stars. I'm pretty sure... I've got an idea what shiny Cobalion looks like. Like, it's more of a darker blue. It's also partly why I've got like this thing here too. But yeah, it's really cool Mega Blocks. I imagine Squirtle and Wartortle will look just as good. Yeah, and the size of it, just like, I don't know, the size is nice, you know, like just nice and compact, doesn't take up too much space on a shelf. Like, right now, the Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander I've got, they're kind of like on my drawers next to the TV. I don't think it is. It's not. Oh, did you? Oh no. Oh no. At least you didn't miss it. I feel like I'll struggle fighting it though. Like, yeah, I've got Charizard here. Metagross will be fine. I probably should have planned better with my team, but it's fine. Though, one thing I noticed on the last stream is, you know how there's the Soul Rock on the edge of the bridge? If you go on the bridge, on the floor, there's a Lunatone. I thought that was pretty cool. Though I find it ridiculous, these donuts, you'll get like Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that'll work. I'm kind of hoping that's all I'll need to do. We'll do one more, but if it's shiny, it'll be a tough catch. It'll be a tough catch. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no. What was I gonna say? I mentioned about the Soul Rock and the Lunatone thing. I don't know how I might struggle with the fight with the Cobalion. Yeah, maybe next time, like, another legendary is... To be fair, though. Yeah, maybe the next time... No, yeah, no, don't even remember. Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, does it? I did not know that. That was it. I find it funny, like, how, like, for me, I've got, like, Sparkle Power level 3. Oh, that was a great ball last time. Sparkle Power level 3 on fighting. But then, like, the catch power is never the same as the Sparkle Power. Like, I got catch power grass. Like, if Breloom was in the game, this would be amazing. Like, yo, we've got a shiny hunt Breloom with a level 3 sparkling fighting sandwich with a level 2 grass catch rate. Amaze balls, right? But that's not how it works. That is pretty damn cool. That is pretty damn cool though. So, what are the chances? I got level 1 teensy power. Is my Cobalion gonna be teeny tiny? It looks pretty damn normal size to me. I find it funny that we got a load of... I find it funny that Solrock and Lunatone are on that bridge, and I wonder... They must be, right? Solrock and Lunatone must be in the Kalos Pokedex? They're locked in at certain sides. Ah, boo! That's no fun. Boo! I imagine Solrock and Lunatone are in the X and Y Kalos decks, which is why they're on this bridge. Because they aren't in the ZA Lumiose decks. Also, I find it funny that the decks just for C. That's probably just about as big, if not bigger, than the actual whole region Kalos decks. But then also, does that mean that the Kalos decks is increased in size? Because there's some Pokemon in the Lumiose decks that were not in Kalos. Like we got Phalanx. And what were the starters? Totodile. What's its face? What's the one that got Mega? Like it's not. It wasn't. It came after. I believe they are, but I can't remember because. Was it? I thought it was tiny. I thought it was only like. Oh wait, I'm thinking of like. It was 90. I think no. What I'm thinking of is like there were 90 original Kalos Pokemon, but the dex itself was probably bigger. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I find it funny how in this zone, in this area, obviously because it's a Cobalion, there's like steel and fighting types spawned in. True. Though, wasn't it a case of like in black and white, they didn't have any of the older Pokemon? So Um, oh yeah, they did, didn't they? They had like different. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, it was kind of like how in Alola you had the Melee Island decks and the first Island decks, and why is it Akala Island decks? Yeah. Then in Black and White 2 they added old Pokemon to the games, which is why the decks increased in size. Yeah, I find it funny how we've got like steel types and fighting types in here because Cobalion, but then we've got random Onyx. I know it's because of Steelix, and you can't like have a whole herd of Steelix. Yeah, migration and all that lot. True. But also, gotta remember, dude. I don't even know why I'm saying it like that. Like, gotta remember, like, hot, like, no, like, I've not played Gen 5, and I want to at some point. I might make that like a sub goal. Like, if I reach so many subs, I'll play Black and White for the first time. Like, my only experience of Black and White has been two things. There was the tag lock, and I did the very end. And there was oh really? I remember there being a big commotion about there being like not found, not from. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, 'cause I remember there was a big thing about like how they didn't have the old Pokemon in, and it was almost like considered like a soft reboot. Yeah. I've only played it twice, technically, but never like right. So I did the tag lock where I did the ending. So I did the Elite Four, but that was like randomized, so I didn't really see like the teams that the Elite Four ending gets this use because it was randomized. But then the other time I tried playing it because it came out in Japan before it came out in the rest of the world, and I wound up finding like a ROM where someone translated it, and I got to the first city where like you first meet Team Plasma, and then like someone was blocking the exit, and they were like, "Oh, before you can, is that? No, you're not. Before, like I was like, before I could leave, the person was like, "Ooh, you've got to find this thing," but then like for some reason the translation stopped and it suddenly turned back to Japanese. And I just started walking around trying to talk to people to find out. Hopefully, one of them would give me the thing. And none of them gave me a thing, and I was like, I'm trapped in this first city. Oh, okay. So why were people like getting their knickers in such a knot about? Oh, you can only catch their only regional Pokemon. Like, I don't know. I just remember people like, even to this day, people are like, oh, it's a soft reboot because you couldn't get like Geodudes. Instead, you had to get Rock and Rollers, and oh, there were no like they took like no Zubat, just Woobat, yo. And it was like you can't get the old Pokemon. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. Cobalion is being really stubborn, guys. Being real stubborn. Yeah, and I'd understand people like being funny about that at the time, but now with like what 20 years later, people wouldn't be harping on it still. Yeah, I suppose. But like, if you wanted to do that now, Like, yeah, I suppose it's... Even if you had a cartridge of the game, you could still wrangle it and use old Pokemon by... I don't know how they do it. Put a cartridge in an SD card reader thing, put it on your computer and like rearrange stuff, or get a ROM and randomize or whatever. I don't know. What I do know is Cobalion is being a pain in my backside. Oh, I remembered something earlier today. I say I remembered. I know. Like, and I think they are... I mean, it's... Everything new gets hated. Let's be honest. There's a shiny Lucario now. Oh my god. A phase on a Lucario. I'm cool losing the Lucario. It's fine. Yeah, it always is. Always is. And I feel like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet don't quite deserve the hate they got. Like, Sword and Shield, I really enjoyed that. Partly, maybe it's because I am British. So, like, little things in the game I really appreciated. Like, some of the slang words and the dialect that people used. The fact that they used tapestries. And, like, the buildings, a lot of the building, like, big important buildings, I was like... Yeah, I know, it's literally the case of, like, you may have an opinion, but it doesn't mean, like... It doesn't mean you have to share your opinion, you know? But, yeah, some of the major buildings, well, I was like, wow, they really did, like, go out their way to look at, like, older British architecture and put it in the game. I appreciate that. And then also the fact that you had the wild area, which was their first foray. I've got my own opinions on those. I get the whole Dexit thing, but like I think what people don't quite realise is that coding in a Pokemon like not only its sprite, its animations, its movesets, its stats, everything takes up space, and when you get to the point you've got like 1,000 Pokemon, like if you're having to use like a large chunk of the space to make the Pokemon, then you've got less space for the rest of the game. So I can see why they did that, and also for competitive, like VGC, online ranked, it helped almost regulate it. So they could be like you know, with Sun and Moon, like the first year or so of competition, you could only use what was in the Alolan decks, and then once they rolled out like Pokemon Bank support, then everything else was legal. Exactly. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I can't use Weedle because it's not in the game. Like, but people don't like things being taken away from them. I feel like, for the most part, I don't think people care. Like, as much as they make out they did, you know? Like, if they cared that much, they wouldn't have bought the game. Like, if you got people being like, hate the game, it sucks, like, oh no, and it's like, sales don't reflect that. And what was another point? Oh yeah, Scarlet and Violet were rough pretty early on. If you watch my I've got a playlist of my first playthrough of Scarlet and Violet when it first came out. Like, literally, I think because of the situation, they did, admittedly. I'm not even gonna, I can't even defend them on that. Like, I have tried to defend them on certain things where it's like, look at this, like 3 Lucaros, 3 Pokemon have just spawned in there. So in that split second, the game has had to decide what Pokemon are there, what their stats are, what their moveset is, what their level is, whether they are shiny or not. Like, in that split second I got within range, it's had to decide all those things about what its nature is, what its IVs are. Like, it's just had to decide. So I'm like, I imagine that uses up a lot of processing power for the game. But when you consider the fact that they cheap out on their games, it turns out kind of hard to defend them as much as they used to. But yeah, when I first played Violet, I had no issues. I had no glitches. I finished it within a few days of the game coming out. Because I was able to just stream all night and play it because we had a dog and the dog had stitches, so someone had to be awake to watch the dog, and I'm playing the game, the dog's there. And I had to be up all night to be the one to watch the dog, so I was able to do that then. So I was able to stream for like 8 odd hours. And it was then, like, after I finished the game, I was hearing about all the glitches. And then when they rolled out the update, that's when I started getting the glitches. Yeah, that is another thing I find ridiculous. Yeah, it's not a game breaker. Like, my favorite is Skarmory and Nidorino. Like, I think the only, like, apart from Let's Go Pikachu, I have not been able to use Nidorino outside of the DLC, Isle of Armor DLC and Sword and Shield. But, like, it doesn't mean I'm not going to play the game, you know? Like, you look at my Violet playthrough, I think I used, for the most part, Gen 9 Pokemon, because I just wanted to get to know them. And that's another reason I think they do it, is so in Gen 8, so I didn't play Gen 4 or 5. And then I came back on Gen 6. And my team was mostly Gen 1 Pokemon. Because those are the Pokemon I like. Then Gen 7, I had like 20 Pokemon on my team. I would just switching and swapping, you know. But like now, like, I will, after the experience I had with Gen 8, because I hated the Pokedex. I looked at the Pokedex like days before the game came out, I didn't like it. But then there were some Pokemon I didn't like that I wound up liking in the end, because simply because I didn't like a 2D picture of their sprite, but like I liked the animation of the Pokemon. Yeah, but for the most part, if they were to do it, it would be a case of like how they did with the DS games, the 3DS games, I should say, where for the first while, first few months or so, you would only be able to use the Pokemon in the game, and then eventually they roll out home and bank support, and then you could put the old Pokemon, then you could bring your old Pokemon through. Was that 2 alphas? No, it wasn't. That's so like even if like Scarlet and Violet, if your favorite Pokemon was, I'm trying to think of a Pokemon that wasn't in Scarlet and Violet before the DLC. If your favorite Pokemon was Chikorita, you would have to wait. You wouldn't be able to play it on your base game. You'd have to wait till the DLC, till the Pokemon Home support came out, and then you'd be able to use it. Yeah, and I think that's probably what they were trying to promote as well as saving processing power and data space, and also like time, because Nintendo makes them release games before they are ready. Overall, there's a lot of factors. They're not necessarily good factors, but there are factors nonetheless. But I'm hoping, from what I've seen from the Gen 10 game that is codenamed like Wind and Waves, from what I've seen from the leaks, they look really good. It looks really good. And I'm hoping like it doesn't turn out to not look as good as it looks or in the leaks. What's another thing we were talking about? Yeah, and also like, yeah, another thing I really enjoyed about Sword and Shield is because they had the wild area, I could physically see the Pokemon. And the only other game I'd been able to do that was with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Okay, so while I disagree with the fact that I don't know, I feel like the lawsuit is strong, as in like a strong move, like I feel like it's not necessary. And yes, I feel like you look at Lucario, and then that Pokemon they have, that Palmon that they have, that looks like Anubis, that looks so much like Lucario. I can see why they did the lawsuit. I don't think they necessarily. That's probably gonna not be shiny. We've got like 200 odd calories left. I don't think they should have done it. I can see why they did do it though. But at the same time, I feel like Power World could have. Like, let's be honest, it was blatant. It's blatant. Let's be honest. Like, maybe they could have not done it, but they did. Like, you look at some of the ones they had, like the blue fluffy lizardy thing. Like, they've got some that look like blatant copies of Pokemon, and some that are pretty cool original designs. And there's this other game that's come out recently that looks a lot like Pokemon. And I remember seeing a trailer. I don't remember what it was called. Then what was it? There was I found it. Aren't they doing a thing? Did Pokemon? Aren't Pokemon coming out of the game? And like, their lawsuit is about the whole like catching Pokemon, catching the pals in a ball, not the designs themselves. They did nothing, but once it released. Yeah, because once they see it released, they know, like, they probably hear about, I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't even know a thing until it came out, but they probably don't, they see the concept and probably think it's not going to make release, and then it gets released, it's like, oh, okay, it's actually an issue now. Is that the one, Elestrals? Is that new one I've been seeing? Yeah, I mean, like, if they wanted to make a lawsuit about some of the designs, I would say they have a point. Because some of the designs looked a bit too much. But the whole idea to be like making the lawsuit because of the whole catching them in spheres thing, I thought that was a bit ridiculous. Especially when you consider like, aren't Pokemon coming out with a game that is essentially Pokemon Minecraft mixed with Animal Crossing? Oh, another Riolu. That is 6. No, 5 Riolu and 1 Lucario. Oh, is that made by them? Oh. So, that's a bit shady. Funny, they were like a couple of the first like YouTubers I got into, but I know, like, there's a lot of at first, when they first had the lawsuit, my initial reactions was, that's true. My first initial reaction was like, oh, okay. I think they are well within their right to do this. But then, like, the longer I've had to think about it, and the more I've thought about different aspects, I've kind of come around and been like, actually, no, that's not. They shouldn't have done that. Which goes to show, like, just because you have an original opinion one way or the other doesn't mean you can't change it. Or that you should be so stubborn in your original opinion that you can't admit you are wrong. No, I thought that was shiny for a second. And I think we'll reset. But yeah, the fact that that game that looks a lot like Pokemon is actually made by 2 Poketubers, that's that seems super blatant. But then, yeah. No, I was going to make a point about something, but then just as I was speaking, I realized I had a counterpoint pop up in my head as to why, and I decided not to verbalize it. But now I'm verbalizing the whole thing that went off in my head. So, like, what was the point? By the way, RG, I have been meaning to, but I have not played Three Houses since I went back to work a few days ago. Which kind of, like, I've had the time, I've just been like, oh no. If I put it on, I'll be on the game till like stupid o'clock in the morning. Which was fine when I had my Christmas break. But like, I'm at the point where I'm still on my first run, Crimson Flower, and I think I've not got long left of it. I've beaten the Golden Deer Alliance dude. I think I'm heading out to the Blue Lion Kingdom place. But I managed to get everybody's things up to C rank. Apart from like riding, heavy armor, and sky, which I just realized, like those are the only ones, apart from like when you actually use the classes, or not classes, the jobs, or teach them in class, you can't raise those stats. Apart, and I've noticed, like, you know, the activity work where you send two people to do either watching the stables, sky surveillance, or gardening, they actually do increase those stats, which I didn't realize until the other day. I think that's quite funny. Dude, Cobalion, we've been here an hour. We've been here about an hour. And like, if you factor in the fact that our last stream was an hour and a half, and you had not appeared in that stream, you have wasted 2.5 hours of my time, along with 5 shiny Riolus. No, 4 shiny Riolus and a Lucario. Do you want to make it a 6th shiny Riolu or a 2nd Lucario? Luckily, one of those Riolus does not want to glimmer. Cobalion doesn't want to glimmer. Maybe I should finish my Crimson Flower run, and then Cobalion will be down for that. Because Cobalion is a sword of justice, and like it's a fire, so it likes to battle. So if I finish my Crimson Flower run on Fire Emblem, maybe it will be down. Which, by the way, we should do. We should actually, like, for real, not like I said before Christmas, where I was like, I got loads of time off. We should do a Fire Emblem video recording. And I, funny enough, got too involved in another Fire Emblem game. We should actually like sort something out soon. Around the corner, no shiny Cobalion. Kinda want to beat it up. Kinda want to just beat it up. Just to assert some kind of dominance. Just to let it know it's messing with the wrong dude. Cool, you know, let me know when like you're feeling good, you know. I don't want you to like rush or like do it while you're still feeling uncomfortable. Like when you're good, let me know and I'm not even sure if you can see my hand. I'm going like that to the camera, but I'm doing it like below my chest. I'm like that, but like down here. Let me know when you're good, and then we'll see what my schedule is looking like. Hopefully, like, it'd be cool if we could, like, I'll try and arrange it for like a day where, like, you know how we've been doing it after, like, you know when I'm on my all-nighter and I do a stream and then we've been doing a session, and like when the session's finished it's like 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm like kind of keeping, like, a bit worried I might be waking people up upstairs. Like maybe like on this, with this stream concerned, like we could probably get a bit more, or maybe like a day where I'm not streaming potentially. Like we'll figure something out. We'll do a thing, because like as you can tell, like I'm actually quite enjoying the Fire Emblem system, to the point where like I saw, and I've not done it, don't work, like, I want you to know when I say this, I will not do it, but I've heard Path of Radiance is now on the Switch too, and like I will not play it That will be our thing. That will be our thing, you know. But I'm thinking like, I don't know, 3 hopes is like a Dynasty Warriors type thing, so maybe not that. But like, I'm pretty sure on the Game Boy emulator thing on the Switch, they've got like a couple of the older Fire Emblems, so I might give one of those a go. Though, isn't there the what? I'm sure you can tell me which game it is. I think I was looking at something. Apparently there's a game on the DS or the 3DS where like you can make a couple of characters have a baby and the baby will be part of your party when it grows up, and like you're almost like creating your own. I thought that was shiny for a second, but I don't think it is. You're like almost creating your own characters by using the characters you have at your disposal. Damn, Cobalion. You just ain't. You got no chill. Cobalion got no chill, guys. I think I know what Cobalion. So if I do a roll there, I do a roll from under the bridge. Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, and then I roll insight. And then I roll out of sight. Yeah. So now he knows I'm a cool guy, right? And this is the spawny point, yep. And that's the spawny point. So now if I roll around the corner, it's gonna be shiny. Whew. No, that'd be hilarious if it worked though. Maybe Cobalion needs. I need Cobalion to know I'm a cool guy. Okay, this ain't gonna work. I forgot about all the sludge up here. Though it's gone. Oh no, it's not gone. It's just hiding. Cobalion. You're being a pain in the butt. Why you gotta be this way, Cobalion? Got an idea. Got an idea. Got an idea. Got an idea. I'm going to do damage. Yeah, wow, that did a lot of damage. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Damn, dog. Wow. Genealogy of there's one on these snares that does that. And Fire Emblem Fate, Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fate. Yeah, I think I heard they were like, I think the ones I was thinking of were 3DS titles. Like, how does that work? Is that like, explain that system to me? Because like, I have it in my head like you somehow get 2 characters, you make them have a baby, and then that baby will be part of your party? Like, I'm pretty sure there's more to it than that. And it's probably like less quick, less like almost DNA splicey. It's like, I don't know. Yeah. I think you get where I'm coming from. Like, I feel like I need that system explained a bit more to me. Wait, I got an idea. I got an idea. I'm gonna make Cobalion think I'm super cool. Like, super duper cool. Right, hear me out. Okay. Let's do this nice and proper, big guy. Okay. We're gonna get far away. About the bridge. Look, Lunatone. It's like when they are near each other, they gain support points. And then in Awakening and Fates, they will have power logs. Oh, okay, so it's not like you can just be like, I'm gonna grab character A and character F, and I'm gonna make them have a baby. And then they have a baby, and that will now be my character G. Right. So I'm gonna run. And Cobalion's gonna see me do a throw. And he's like, oh man, he's so cool. Oh man, cool guy. Where you going? Come back, cool guy. And then I'll come back and it'll be shiny. No, that'd been hilarious for work though. Cobalion's making my brain go doolally. Oh, so that one, it's more of a story beat. And with the Awakening and Fates, you kind of play matchmaker? Okay. I mean, I'll be honest, I do want to play some, like, I want to play some of the older Fire Emblems. Like, I might, instead of being like, just randomly picking one, I might look up, like, what I considered the best ones. But, funny enough, I remember when I first saw Three Houses, when I was waiting for the garage to finish with my car, I think I looked up a list, and it was like, I think it was Game Rant or something like that. I think Three Houses was number 1, and I think Path of Radiance was like number 4 on the list. But that new one looks kind of cool. That new one coming out. Based on the trailer, like that person, like I imagine. So what's her name? Sothis, the green-haired lady, who's the goddess, who's in your character's head. Ooh, okay. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, imagine I need to finish Three Houses to figure out what the House and Genealogy. That's the SNES one, isn't it? Let me have a look. Right. We'll have a bit of a break from Cobalion here for a minute. I just want to look at what was it? Best Fire Emblem games ranked. Let's try and find the list. I think it was like, wasn't Nintendo? Was it Nintendo Life? No. The Gamer? Oh, once I see, it might have been this one. Oh yeah. So it's got. Let me get it up. Yeah. So it's. I already had it up. Three Houses. Number 1. Path Radiance number 2, and then you said Genealogy of the Holy Wars number 3. Oh yeah, I think I read about. Oh no. The Blazing Blade and the Awakening. That's one you were talking about, Radiant Dawn. Didn't you say there was one called Fates that has the weird like, matchmaking thing? The Mystery of the Emblem. Engage. That's a kind of relatively new one, isn't it? It's the latest one. And the best battle... Have you played Engage? Fates, there's Fates. Okay. Japan's yeah, I think it might not have been that. I don't think it was that list that I saw. But it had a couple where it said like they were not released outside of Japan. So you would have to get a translation. Or like... There's a couple where it was like they were named differently when they were released in Japan, outside of Japan, and had like content cut or something, or like no. Is it something like with the first, what's considered the first Fire Emblem game out of Japan is like actually like the third game or something like that, and it was just called Fire Emblem 1. Yeah. Oh, is it one of those, like, one of, like, not, it's, what would you call them? Like, anthology games? Where it's, like, it's not a full-on game itself, it's, like, a game where it, like, includes a lot of, like, past things, almost like a fanficky game? That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Like, I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm, like, kind of annoyed. Like, you know the battle system? There's some games I've played where I have similar systems. Like, you know, like the moving of your units, like XCOM. Like, XCOM. I've played that I could play that for so long. Never finished it, because it just gets to a point where it gets too hard. But like, I feel like if I'd gotten onto Fire Emblem when the GameCube was around, because I had a GameCube. Pretty much I had GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and then I didn't get a DS, and then I got a 3DS when X and Y came out. But yeah, if I was into Fire Emblem around that time, ooh, I would have like spent so long on those games. Oof. Yeah. I've got a lot more use out of my GameCube, I'll tell you that much. Put in rings that get summoned to the new world, and you summon them to help you out your new characters. Oh yeah, kind of like what's that Final Fantasy game, mobile game? It sounds almost mobile game like. What's that Final Fantasy mobile game where like you summon older characters? I don't know. I don't remember what it's called. At first I was thinking Dissidia, but that's like more of a beat 'em up game where it has like all the characters. Dissidia? I don't know. Clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. Cobalion. Okay, that's not going to be. Actually, let's just double check because I'm pretty sure it wasn't shiny. It's testing my patience. We may have to make this a third stream. We may have to make this a third stream, and I would like to go on and do other streams. But like, I hear what you're saying. Like, I jumped onto Final Fantasy during Final Fantasy X. And then I played like 7 and 8. 10-2. Yeah. So like, I want to play 6. 6 is apparently considered like the best one. Yeah, they don't have a lot with each other. Like, they are not. They're all essentially their own standalone. But I hear what you're saying. 10 is really good. 10 is my favorite one. Like, I do like 7. 7's really cool. But it has that, like, old... You know that JR where it's like a JRPG where, like, you could play the game and it'll probably take you, like, 30 hours, but then, like, it turns out there's a lot of, like, extra side content that you wouldn't know about unless you, like, explored, or, like, certain choices you made or dialogue options were, like, different. Yeah, like, you could pick up, apart from the ones... So you've got 10, and, like, at that point, no Final Fantasy game had a sequel, and they came out with 10-2. So they use Roman numerals for their numbers, so it was X-2. And then they came out with 13, and 13 is, like, probably one of the worst games they came out with, but for some reason they came out with 2 sequels to it. I think like, they put so much into 13 and the lore and the characters that they were really trying to make it good, or, like, make it have a good legacy with the sequels, but it just wasn't happening. From all accounts, the third one in the trilogy I've heard was actually quite good. And, like, I played the second one, and I played it for like an hour or two, and I literally sold the game off. But I was told if I stuck with it for a couple of more hours, it would have gotten good. And it's like, I shouldn't have to play a game for 5 hours for it to get good. Another Riolu. Cobalion, that is 6 shiny Riolus I'm going to have to pass on because of you. So yeah, I would recommend 10. It's a PlayStation 2 game. There is a remaster of it. 12 is really good. The battle system changes a lot, where at the time people didn't like it so much, but now it's like, I didn't like it too much. Like, I've kind of finished it just to finish the game. I didn't like how it was hard to grind the levels, and it was slow to grind. But now I appreciate it a lot more than I did when I first played it. 16 is a lot more like Devil May Cry in the... It's a really good game. Like, that game made me have feels. It really did. Like, not just like emotional feels, but like hype feels too. Like, it has probably my favorite boss fight in that game. 15 was okay. It was a good, like, open world, exploresy kind of game. It was fine. The story was a bit of a mess, though. The problem with it is that it had a massive tonal shift. At some point, that just kind of came out of nowhere, and you kind of feel like should have been more in the middle of the game to make the end make more sense. But to get the full story of the game, there's an animated film. There's an animated film that takes place before the game. Then there's a mobile game And then there's some DLC that kind of is not integral, but like makes some things make a bit more sense in the game that you like kind of doesn't make sense, but then it will make more sense with the DLC. Tales of Fantasia. Don't think I know that one. The first game that gave me feels was Onimusha Dawn of Dreams. Like the end was just like, oh. And it was like the fourth game in the series. And honestly, like I wasn't gonna try and plug now, but later. But in March, so that game was a PlayStation 2 game, and that was the last Onimusha game. Now they're coming out with a new one later this year in March, so I do want to stream at least my first playthrough of it. Not my first playthrough, but my first reaction. Like, I'll play it on stream, and then probably like later the next day, like I'll fully sink my teeth into the game. But I was thinking that streaming the first game soon-ish, because I really like it. It's one of those games. I'm not sure if you heard about the development of Resident Evil 4, where like Resident Evil 4, they got so far into it, and then they were changing their minds. It was the first Tales game. It's on the original PlayStation. It was Japan only. Oh, okay, fair. If you like JRPGs from PlayStation, I would highly recommend Legend of the Dragoon or Legend of Dragoon. That's a really good one. You can get that on the PlayStation PS Plus on the Classics catalog. Really good game. I'll have a look for Tales of Fantasia. But yeah, when Resident Evil 4 was coming out and they were making it, there was a couple of times where they got so far into development and were like, this is no longer a Resident Evil game, and then they'd then turn that game into a different game and then start over. I highly recommend it. Easy to get if you've got a PlayStation. It's on the PS Plus Classics catalog, or you could take to the high seas and find it. But okay, that's not shiny. Yeah, so there were a couple games that came out, like Devil May Cry was originally Resident Evil 4, and then they realised like, oh, this isn't really a Resident Evil game, so they carried on with developing it, but then started development again on Resident Evil 4. Onimusha is one of those games that was originally Resident Evil 4, but then they decided, no, this isn't a Resident Evil game, but let's still come out with it. And it's basically samurais versus demons, and the samurai has like cool magic. It's so good. The third game is bonkers. Oh, that's bound to happen. That's the thing, like you can forgive like a bit of janky, outdated gameplay if the story is just phenomenal. Like, there's times I've been playing like old games, and my wife's like, "How can you? Like, the graphics are so bad. Like, how can you?" And I'm like, "Because it's a really good game." What, Onimusha? Oh man, it's so good. It's like, it's an early release PlayStation 2 game. You are a samurai. Demons have been summoned. And then the Oni give you Oni magic. is really cool. And then the second game, I have mixed feelings. It's not even mixed feelings. Like I'm not sure how I feel about the game because it winds up giving you like branching paths you can take and different scenarios. And I got to the point in the game where it was like you had your main character had two friends, and your two friends were like, "Oh, we'll meet you at this cave," and you're like, "Cool, I'll meet you there." And then you leave your house, and this guy like, "Oh, main character guy, there's this woman one last asking for you at the marketplace." And then you're like, "Okay, cool." So I went and did that, thinking it was like some side questy stuff. But then it turned out she was a demon, and she captures you, and then you beat her. And then I'm on an island, and I fight like one of the main bad guys I've been seeing, and I was like, this is really hard. Why is it suddenly the game like seriously spiked in difficulty? Turned out the game, and you find this out after you finish the game, and you can look at like which branches you took. Turned out me going to see her at the marketplace, I skipped half the game. So like I don't think I've seen much of the game, because after that I then wanted to replay it, and I kind of like had a walkthrough so I could see more of the game, but then I gave up on that because I bought Onimusha 2 and 3 at the same time. I kind of just wanted to move on to 3, but 3 was nuts. Because you have you are playing as the samurai from the first game, but you are in like, it's not feudal Japan, it's feudal, it's at the same time frame, but you're in France, and the demons somehow learned to time travel. So, and then there's, you got two main characters. You've got the samurai from the first game and a French police officer who is voiced, and the design of the character is essentially Jean Reno, the actor. So you and Jean Reno and the samurai swap places. So the samurai is like just moving around in like 2005 Paris. That's being like, and he's fighting the demons. And then the police officer is in the 1700s in France, and they had this cool mechanic where they could interact with each other. Like, say if there's a bit where you get to a castle, where I'm pretty sure it's not shiny, but let's just double check. You'd get to a castle, and I mean, you've not missed much. Cobalion being a pain in the butt. I've phased on a Lucario and a Riolu. But yeah, you let's say you get to a bit where, like in the 2005 France, your samurai gets to a castle, and then there's no entrance, so you use a device to swap to be Jean Reno in the 1700s, and he will like, you can like plant a seed by the castle, then go back to the samurai in 2005, and now there's a vine and you can enter the castle through that. They had a really cool dynamic of how the two characters could interact and help each other. And then they came out with the fourth game, and it was almost like a conclusion to everything, where like one of your characters, because this one you could control multiple characters, like one of the characters was like the daughter of the character from the second game. You had one of the characters you recruit later turns out to be an older version of the samurai from the first and third game. And like in this game you fully defeat the demons, and it was just a really cool game. RG, like, it's such a cool game. I have not got the Backstone actually, and I know that they've got it as a reward still for the current season. Isn't it something like I've got to get to rank, I'm trying to do the alphabet backwards, Z, Y, X, like I've got to get to rank V or something to get the Backstone, but I can, if I didn't have the starters, I could still collect them. Isn't like currently Septiles? Is it Septile? Yeah, Septile's Megastone, right? Which I find it funny that they've got like old Megastones as reward prizes. It's currently Septile. Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Cobalion has been a pain though, Gecko. Cobalion has been such a pain. But yeah, RG, they're coming out and like, if you're still there, they're... So, the next Onimusha game is apparently separated from the other games. There is actually a anime on Netflix, and the main character from that anime is the character that you'll be playing as in the new game. But yeah, I think at some point soon, maybe sometime in February. I'm thinking stream the first game. Because oh my god, it's so good. I'm almost worried that like I'm gonna play it again, and I'm gonna think it's not as good as I remember it. But like, it had like, I just remember it was like 2002. Should not take long. It has charm, boost odds, plus... I know, right? We're talking like 3 hours now. Yeah, it, I remember like it was Christmas 2002, and I opened... Ah, for sure, dude. I'll let you know in advance which stream it'll be. But I'm thinking in February. But yeah, I just remember like 2002, opened my presents. I got like, I remember a few gifts I got that year. I remember I got a PS2. I had Onimusha, and I was like, don't know what this game is. Let's just double check. It's probably not shiny. I'm pretty sure it's not shiny. Yeah, I remember opening Onimusha, and it was like, you remember the old PlayStation 2 games where like they would have the silver casing if the game had reached platinum? It was one of those. I remember getting Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories for the PlayStation 1 because like I was bugging my parents for that game because a mate of mine had it, and I thought it was a really cool game and I wanted it. And I remember I got like a WWE like playset thing where it was like the ring, and then you know they've got the barricade, so you had like that, and then you had like some scaffold. It was like, and then like a load of figures. And I remember like just having that like set up in the living room, and then like maybe I'd play like a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, play with my WWE toys in the ring, and then I'd like Onimusha when I first got it. I wasn't too keen on it, because bear in mind, I was 12, and it was a little bit scary. But then I kind of got into it, and I got into it. I think I must have had like another game. I think it might have been like another game I had as well. And I must have been more focused on that game as well, because I finished that game. I don't know what that game was. I remember a game I had, and it was like, I can never find it again. It was called something like XG3 Extreme G Racing, and that was a nuts game. But yeah, I remember when I sunk my teeth into it, I really sunk my teeth into it. And I remember by Easter of that year, I'd played through the game like 3 times, and they had this thing where there was a secret ultimate weapon. but like you had to collect. So you know, if there was an item on the ground, it would be like a sparkle, like the sparkles you see on this game. You know, like, where are they? Like those kind of sparkles. There'd be sparkles on the floor, but there was this item called fluorite or something, and there was like 30, maybe 20 of them, and they didn't sparkle. So you'd have to like go to corners and be like tapping the A button, and like maybe you like wound up like finding 6 during your first playthrough and being like, what is this thing? But then if you collected all of them just before the final boss, you would have like the ultimate weapon. And you could only use it for the final boss, which I thought was a bit of a shame. But it was like, it was good. It was so good. I remember it was like my Easter holiday, and like I remember having a printer like at school, at the library. I'd printed off like a big load of like paper detailing on like from like game FAQs or something, where each of those fluorite was, and then spending my Easter holidays playing the game again, getting it, and then using the ultimate weapon on the boss and like saving it before the boss so that I could like keep playing with the ultimate weapon for a bit. I think at one point like I backtracked just to fight some random like common enemies with the ultimate weapon. I think I could have done that. I think I did that. I'm sure I did that. Because now I'm saying it out loud, I'm wondering if like maybe when I had to go down into the chamber where the final boss was, and then along the winding staircase down, that's where you found the ultimate weapon. Maybe that was like a point of no return? I think that's what I think. I don't know. I was like 12 years old, and I am now over double that. Nearly triple that. Kind of makes me sad. Anyway. Super Smash Flash. Tales of Symphonia, so... Oh, is that how you figured out Fire Emblem? That's pretty cool, actually. Which was it? Ike? Was it Ike by any chance? No, wait, no. You didn't say, didn't you? Wait, I think you said earlier which one was your first Fire Emblem game. So that wouldn't have been an Ike game, would it? See, I never really got into Smash. Like, I remember playing it. I don't know, I think it was because I don't see many alphas. I don't think it was the case of like Fair enough. It's funny how that works out sometimes, isn't it? Like Final Fantasy, like it was that mate I was on about, I was saying who I got Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories because I was playing at his house. Like, he got me into Final Fantasy. Marth. Yeah, it was more the system of Smash I didn't like. Like, I know why. Like, maybe if I learned a character and I learned what their moves were, I'd probably be better at it. But it's like, you know, when you're like, you've got a character, you're fighting, and your opponent, their percentage is at like 110%. And no matter how many times I hit them, they're just not flying off the edge. But then I'm at like 70%, and he's knocked me flying. I'm like, I know it's probably because I'm not using like a move that like gives them like a bit of airtime, but yeah, I found it super frustrating. I can't believe Cobalion is giving us the slip. Cobalion is giving us such a slip. It's a slippery fella. I wonder if I start playing on my soundboard. Well, I say soundboard, Stream Deck. The the cry of a shiny Pokemon. Maybe it'll turn up. Maybe if I start playing a bit of that. Like, come on, dog. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. No, but that'd been hilarious if it worked though. I feel like that's like the catchphrase. I think I know the fan game. Was it a fan game where it had like Dragon Ball, it had like Goku and like Ichigo and like Naruto? So many shinies all over the place and I can't catch them because Cobalion's being so stubborn. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. I think you have recently saw like one. I say recently. When I say recently, I mean like some point in the last like few years. I'm pretty sure I saw one of the kids playing it. I remember like when like we're talking like mid 2000s. Right, last try, last reset, and if we don't catch Cobalion, it's moving on to the next stream. Because after this sandwich, donut reaches its conclusion, we're gonna end the stream and we'll come back next time. Yeah, I remember like some, like those like flash games that were about when like the internet really started like kicking off, like mid 2000s, like do you remember that Humanor, that what's that alien game, that yellow alien, Humanid or whatever it's called? Like I remember that being like just a random flash game, and then like a few years later, it wound up being a PlayStation game, and it was like it actually like got like an official PlayStation release. What was it called? I've got to look it up now. It's kind of bothering me. Alien Hominid. Yeah. First released as a flash game on the multimedia website Newgrounds on August 7th, 2002. It was originally developed in Adobe Flash, blah 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 blah. An expanded console version released on PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox across 2004 and 2005. Like, nuts. Absolutely nuts. I remember playing that a lot. Like, like before school, at the library, at school. Have you never heard of that one? It was a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool game. I never played the PlayStation, like the console release, because I was like, ugh, no, like, brr, 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 brr. Like, I can't believe I didn't. Oh, the bandwagon and all of that lot, because I'm an idiot sometimes. Like, I remember playing the original when it was on um, just the internet. I remember those times. I remember the times when it was like you'd be playing, like you'd find a website that had like Flash games, and then like a month later or so, like it's banned on the school computers, and then someone would find a new one, and then like a few weeks later that would get banned. Like, oh, good times. Yeah, I'm thinking soon. I'm thinking I might do like 'cause you know lately it's been like I've been doing. I know for a while. I say for a while, like the way my schedule, like streaming schedule has been. It's been like sometimes on the day I'm like, oh, I'll just do a shiny hunt. Like I'm supposed to be streaming today, I'll do a shiny hunt. Or like Balloons Tower Defense. I've not heard that one. What's that one like? Or I'd be like, oh, I'll do the dice lock or something today. Which, by the way, we've not finished. I should do that. I should put that back in circulation. And I know for a while I was going like, I would put on Discord like, oh, what should we do today? Like I'm thinking I might actually start making a schedule, and then like on the first of the month post what we'll be doing on the streams, because the streams are every 4 days. With a bit of input with you guys, if there's like, I mean, like there's some projects we've like not done for a while. Like the dice lock isn't finished. There was the box lock, which I know I stopped playing that because we swapped computers, and then I was having issues with transferring the save over to the new computer. But if I could fix that, we could put that in circulation. There's the shiny wheel, monkeys with darts, pop balloons, not balloons. Huh. I might look that up, see what that's about. Yeah. No, it's been a while since we've done like Dynamax Adventures. So like, I might put like a little thing on the Discord, and if you guys want to like put it, give like your 2 cents about what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see come back. Like if there's something like we used to do that like I haven't even thought about. If it's shiny now when we've got like barely any time left, that's going to be okay. That'll be that. They went mainstream with number 5 and 6 on the phone, but as a crossover with Adventure Time, that's 3 on the phone. Let's have a look. What was it? Balloons TD6. I've literally just, that's the huh. Hold on, let me. Okay. I mean, I feel like some of this is probably like a more updated. That's 5. Oh, that's the crossover you were talking about. 1. Oh, right. Yeah, so you like quite literally were like monkeys popping balloons. What the hell? Damn dog. That's not so fun though. Fun. Let me on E. Yeah, they're coming out with this new one, Way of the Sword. This is the third one. Like, it was cool, and like you see what I mean by like the yeah, quite literally, it was the dude who played the French Cup in 2005 France was actually like, it looks like Jean Reno. It is Jean Reno. Like, um, yeah, it's gonna have the tank controls, isn't it? The first game. Maybe the third game will also have the tank controls as well. Um, I think that's the ultimate weapon from the first game. But yeah, it was their official trailer. Protagonist reveal. Oh right, no, I saw that protagonist reveal ages ago. Yeah. Yeah, like that's on Onimusha one. Like it kind of looked a bit like that. Some of the bosses were crazy. Uh, bosses. Like you had this dude. Um. Oh yeah, that dude. He was crazy. He was a bit insane. I remember him. Um. Oh, that was the main boss, the final boss from the first game. But you weren't like the main dude. Like the main dude got away, and he was like the demon scientist dude who like made the time machine in 3. That dude on the top left of this picture. You're that bee lady. She's like the boss. I remember her and this dude. Don't know what's with the panda guy. Oh, that guy was weird. Oh, I remember that guy. He was weird. He was weird. What's Onimusha one? Was it Cocoon guy or whatever? Like he was weird. He would just like pop down from the ceiling. The gate. Yeah, he was a weird guy. He was a weird guy. He would just pop down from the ceiling, and you could like purchase things from him. Anyway, that's Onimusha. Like in February, we gonna do that. But right now, it's looking like Cobalion's going to be another stream, which will be on Twitch over on what day are we? We are on Monday. I am back at work on the Thursday. Friday. Be on Friday. Which is going to be a weird situation. Like, you know how, like, I do the thing where I come home from my second day shift, but then, like, the next day I'm on a night shift, so I'll come home, I'll have a nap, wake up, stream, I'll be up all night. And then that's our Twitch stream when I'm on my all nighter. But then like before Christmas, I had just had my last day of work for the year, and it would have fell on my stream day. So like I came home from work, I didn't have the nap, and then I streamed. It's gonna be another situation like that because next week I've got the night shifts booked off. So the Friday, like, we'll start earlier than we normally do. It'll be more like this kind of time we started today. But again, it's going to be another Cobalion shiny hunt, and maybe Cobalion will actually show up. That'd be nice. Be super cool. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Friday.